Hey guys, we're back again for another polymer clay artwork, and you do remember me making this one a couple of summers ago. The magnet's a bit dirty now because it's been on the fridge and sort of bleh. But yeah, you remember me making this one. Sort of all of it is magnetic and it'll stick to your fridge and things like that. Again, if you want to get one for yourself, they're still available. But yeah, I also then made this one because it was high in the popularity of making the suit. I'm not too happy on this one because the colour came out a bit dark. Actually, this one's really fluffy. But yeah, I'm not too keen on this one. But I have got myself some more magnets, and was looking at this one here on the fridge. Because this was the original idea from where the previous polymer clay you just saw there came from. It's well, the arms are missing because I actually took them off to use for another project. But I've gone and got myself some more magnets here. And I'm going to try and sort of fix this one because I want to kind of see if I can actually make a toy that will, you know, bend and move and things like that, because some of these pieces still move. Oh, the leg that's still attached to still moves. So I'm going to try and remake this one here and see if I can sort of fix the toy. And after I've done that, and see if I can actually make my own character of Blue Angel in a movable sort of toy. Now, whether this goes out well or not, either way, I don't know. But it will be finished and it will be fixed. Whether I can make the arms move, I don't know. But they will be able to at least go like that. I'm not quite sure what materials I'm going to be using. So yeah, hopefully you will see how this one works out as the video goes on. If you do enjoy it, guys, don't forget to watch until the end and let me know what you think. So yeah, I've got as you can see, I've got the little toy thing there. I'm going to be sort of trying to remake that leg there and see if I can make it bend with the foot, bend at the knee, and sort of connect to the same fashion, same way that you see the leg there. I'm going to be using polymer clay as always, because that's all I've got around to form and make and create with. But yeah, I found this one a great challenge. Keep shooting to see how much of that was, but I'm going to be making the arms as well. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to actually do all of this while I'm sort of staring at it, because the other ones that I made were pretty easy. We just sort of formed the shape of the body and did all that. Again, I'm using it with Fimo Soft. I'm using the smaller stuff, or the smaller packs. You can get it in larger packs, but they're not really available at the moment due to sort of demand of people obviously been staying in. I did actually make this one off stream. It's a little PS4 controller. If you're a fan of PS4 and you would like one for yourself, let me know, because I'm sort of making little mini magnets at the moment. Sort of that's become a little thing I do off stream, something just to relax with. But yeah, I think that turned out well. I don't know what you think. You can see it more on TikTok. It's TikTok, so same name, different place. Just take the art and games away. Again, I'm using the magnets, the same ones we used for the mechanical. If you remember me making a completely buildable toy with the same stuff here. Yeah, I'm using those magnets. They're extremely strong, and they will stick to pretty much anything. Will stick, and they have, like I said, they're very strong. And I haven't used this kind of strong magnet before, other than on the chemical, and I know what problems came with that. But yeah, I'm going to try and use it again. Speeding everything up as always, because you don't want it to be too thin. Start out trying to trying to figure out how I'm actually going to make the leg, and how I'm going to make the leg bendable, movable. And I've gone around the house looking for things that I can use from like bits of wire, because I didn't have any wire. I've got some now, so I'm going to be using that one in future projects. But found some little hoop loops and a little bit of wire, because I was going to see what I could do with that wire. Like I said, it's not the best wire, and it's literally just something I found in my little make box that I've got of crap and trash that I keep just in case for projects just like this. I tried sort of moulding it on, seeing what would work, because I was wondering if I could actually put this in the toy itself in the oven to bake it all on. So I was like, how can I make it? So I pulled the leg off anyway, just to see how it connected to the body itself. Did pretty well. I was getting sort of confident now at this point, and how I was going to make the leg bend. Used a little bit of wire and just sort of poked it through the polymer clay. You can see there, I sort of pushed it through. And same with the foot, but I put a little magnet. Like I said, I was trying to make it so it sticks to the fridge, or magnetics to the fridge, or anything metal where you want to put it. Put it in sections of the leg, trying to, again, just basically trying to copy what is already there, to see what would work really. Wasn't really sure with the hand itself, or the arm, if I wanted it, because the original ones didn't bend. Actually, yes they did. No they didn't, they only bent at the arm, the shoulder piece, but I wanted to have the arm bend itself the same, so I'm sort of feeling quite confident with the way I made the leg. But I was like, I wonder if I could sort of recreate that back for an arm. So I just put a little bit of what you saw at the very beginning, a little tube, metal tube, I don't actually know what they're for, I can't remember, but yeah, so I was going to connect that in with the arm so it would sort of bend and move. Again, feeling quite confident how that worked out. This one's soft, I haven't baked anything yet. Again, I'm feeling really confident, really confident how this is going to turn out. The arm looked really good, it was working the way I wanted it to. I had a magnet in there, and it was. I thought, yeah, this is going to work. This is really going to work. I'm really like, yeah, I think I fixed this toy. Kept playing with it and faffing with it, and made another arm, as you can see. And there we have it, 2 arms, made and created. What I thought would be perfect, well, the shape perfect, and the way that it should work is exactly the way it should work. But the only thing is, I couldn't find a way, once I baked it, to get them to fix onto the actual body. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try that bit of wire and I'll glue that on. Tried fixing the leg on, it broke as I was fixing it on. So I was like, no problem, I can probably glue that on, or I can do something with it. So I tried that. Tried gluing a bit of wire onto the arms, and the more and more I played with the leg, it didn't wanna. With the arm, I put a little bit of wire and kind of looped it, and the more I played with it, the more it fell apart, and I started to sort of lose hope with it. As you can see, the foot's fallen off there, and yeah, I'm not happy. Well, that didn't work, so now I'm going to try something else. Really, I'm kind of annoyed that it didn't work out. I mean, I managed to make the legs and get it all like movable and things, but as you saw, as soon as I started sort of playing with it and started moving it around, it sort of just fell apart. So let's go back to the writing board, or the drawing board, or whatever you want to call it, and see if I can make something else. Thinking about the same ideas, magnetic toy that'll stick to the fridge, but haven't got any wire around the house at the minute, and it's still sort of before the end of the month, for payday. So I'm going to sort of use what I've got around me, and let's see what I've got. And what I got around me is some string. And I was like, yeah, the string. I remember making toys and seeing toys or things made like this, and sort of using the arms. Or connecting the arms with some string instead of the wire. Again, I don't have any wire again. I do have some now, but I did have the arms ready made. So I was like, I wonder if the arms would work, and looped a bit of string around the arm. It worked perfectly. I was like, yes, finally, this is working. I was like, how can I make the body shaped? I mean, I was just sort of faffing around with it. Used a little bit of tinfoil to make the body shape. But before I did that, I looped one of those loops you can see and that you saw me use in the beginning. I thought they'd work really well for the connectable parts to the forearm, or the muscle, you know, the pecs, or what is it, pecs? I can't believe the bit where he goes muscly in the arm. I thought that'd work to connect to the shoulder, so it wasn't just one straight piece. And I tried that with the other arm and the other leg. As you can see, I'm putting a little bit of clay. Again, I'm using Fimo Soft. With the legs, I did the same idea as I did for the arms. Pre-made the feet, used the loops once again for the feet, which again I thought about. I could have mixed the feet in properly. But yeah, did all that and finally got around to baking it. And instead of making the toy as small as the one you saw at the beginning, because as a slot I'm not good at making small things, especially if I'm going to try and make it movable and buildable. Not buildable, sorry, movable, and it's completely movable. Not one problem with this I have with this. All of the contacts areas are magnetic, so the arms and the hands, it looks like if you sort of move it around, you'll see later on how movable it is and what you can do with the Spider-Man creation. Yeah, I'm really happy how that worked out with the string. It gives me another idea of what I can use string for later. If you've got any ideas, let me know down below. But again, I might work on my own personal character for it. It still needs a head, but this was just the baked part. Before I was happy with it, and I wanted it to look as similar to the toy I already had. You can see there. And again, I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. But yeah, that's how I made it. You can make it any other way if you can think of another way. But I'm going to be using this method for many other different things. So if you're interested, let me know in the comments. And order yourself one today. Like I was saying, I wanted to make it look like the toy that I've got there, so I'll give it some chest muscles. I'm just going to say chest muscles. Give him some chest muscles. With the head, I put it on a stick because I wanted to sort of form it and put the the strings on his mask and things and his eyes. I put a little bit of back muscle to him as well. Kind of tried to sort of sculpt it a little bit because I thought, why have it plain and boring when I can give it pecs and stuff like that? And it also helped later on to do that, so I could score in all the, as you can see on the head there, I scored in all the lines he has on his mask for the spider web, and did all that over the head and did it over the body. I was thinking, needs it, obviously I put the little design of the spider on the back, because he needs his design on his back. I didn't want to paint it on, I wanted it to be sort of sticking out a little bit, so I cut that up, got that ready, and yeah, I think it's looking good. This, I wasn't sure if I wanted to paint them on or score the whole thing with the spider web design on his chest. I went with scoring it, but I do something a little bit more to make it more prominent. The pecs really works out, or the chest muscles really work out, really help it, and I'm glad I put a little extra clay on it because it helps to sort of texturize it and things like that. And there we go. Are we ready to bake, or we've already baked? I can't remember at this point. I think we're ready to bake. So I'll stick it in the oven for, well, how long do we stick it in for? Stick it in for 30 minutes at 110. I would put it at 90 because you never know what kind of oven you've got. So yeah, that's kind of when you bake it at. And faffy time. Because again, I did on the back. I did the design for the spider, and I didn't want to paint the spider on. I want it to stick out like I did in the previous ones I've made. So I went ahead and made a tiny little spider. I was like, how can I make this tiny little spider look like the design on the chest without sort of getting angry with it? Which I thought I would, because I don't like making tiny things. And just tiny little legs. Made a teeny little spider to stick on his chest while that was baking. Now it's had a bake, you can see all the details a little bit better. It is moving a bit fast, but need to stick the head on. I made a neck, form the neck again, give it a little bit of texture and muscle type, like I said, you can see me doing them, but just sort of tapping it down. That's why I left it a little hole, because I wasn't sure where the neck was going to be, or how to connect the neck, because I don't want to stick it down like I normally do. I was wondering if I should make the head movable as well at this point. Thought, nah, it's too far gone to the point where if I'm going to start putting extra bits into it now, I'm going to mess the whole thing up. So I just stuck it down and made it not movable. But in future ones I might use the same idea and put a bit of string through the head and sort of make the head that way. But it worked out a lot better to pre-make the head, and yeah, put that little spider on, stick it in place for the last little bit of details, and again one more little bake and we should be ready to paint. Here we go. Now you can see how it's all been baked. It's all hardened and completely movable, completely stickable, completely posable. So you can stick it on your fridge. I wouldn't stick it on a heater because it's pulling the play, but if you've got a cold heater, put it on there. But anything that you can think that a magnet will stick on, this will stick anywhere in pretty much any pose, as long as you're sort of patient with it. But yeah, you can put it in poses, and again, I'm just super happy with the way it turned out. And now we're ready to stick a sort of base coat on to get it ready for painting. So what you need, your paint brushes, as always. We need some water to mix with, and also to wash your brushes out when you're swapping between colours. I'm using a bit of this paint for now. I kind of would recommend the paint, but I would go for something a bit more dearer. This is quite cheap on Amazon at the moment, and it gives it it's sort of an acrylic glossy look. I was using it on another project. I got it out and thought, yeah, I'll just use his paint. So yeah, I got it out, mix some paint up. Sort of started with a dark layer first, because I was going to go dark to light to give it a little bit of shadow, and I thought going with a darker beginning would help go into all the cracks and crevices where I've put all the design for the spider web on him. And later on you can see what I do with that, but go the whole thing, do that completely, paint the whole thing with one paint coat, one coat for the base coat, because what I found, if I don't base coat the clay with any kind of colour, and I don't want to use white, if you don't base coat the clay, it tends to you have to give it like 6 or 7 coats instead of like 1 or 2, maybe 3 coats depending on what colour you're using. But yeah, I would always go with pre-bake, having a pre-coat before you do anything else to it, design or whatever. But I thought going with the darker one would work out alright, and while I was making this I thought, Scarlet Spider, what do you reckon? You can dry it between coats. I did dry this one, as you can see it has soaked in quite nicely. I go on with the blue paint now, with the first coat. I'm thinking this is a little bit dark, but again I'm going from dark to light. Between I'm drying it and things like that. It's looking a bit purple. It needs another coat, so I give it another coat. Looking a lot better now, as you can see. And now I'm ready to do some more of the red and get all of that done. So I've gone and done the red. I went a little bit lighter than the base coat, but it took about 2 coats to get it completely covered and to get the tone of colour that I wanted. Again, I'm trying to copy the colours that are on the toy that you saw earlier. But the back and the details for the face haven't been done, and let's get and do some of those details, I think. And yeah, done all the detailing on the back there. I did a little bit on the feet there, and I thought, should I do that sort of as a test, because I wanted, again, I was trying to match it up to the toy that we've got. And so I give it a quick look at, I was like, yeah, do you know what, the score marks aren't really working as well as I wanted them to, so I just went over the whole thing with some more black between the gaps where I put on the score lines, very gently and very lightly with a very thin paintbrush, just basic black, to cover in all this, the spider pattern that you get on the every Spider-Man's suit, or the main base suit that you see. I'm thinking of doing doing different styles of the suit in the same sort of way. But yeah, I think it's turning out pretty well. The web on the face took me a while, and the only thing that's left is to do the eyes, I think. So I'm going to do that. And do it I did. What do you reckon to that one, eh? We've got it all sorted out, and as you can see, it's all magnetic, because this is a magnet tin. Oh, sorry, it's a metal tin. My little tin for all the crap and shit and stuff I keep. And the eggs, if you remember those. I haven't done eggs this year, but this is my sort of Easter content. So yeah, there's the Spidey all done, all the eyes. And you can, like I said, you can see that he could be posable, he can be moved around, put him in different poses if you want. But he'll stick to the fridge. He has been on the fridge for a while now, and I thought I'd show you the best way to the way he looks. And yeah, let's give him one more little close up, and let me know what you think and how I did. Everything's painted, all the little details are on there, because you've got all the details make the thing, as you can see. And if you ever wish, because I keep doing it, he hangs upside down, and he will hold on to himself and do the Spidey pose. So yeah, get a little magnet, a little bit of string, and his feet will do the thing. Like I said, I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Let me know what you think of it down below. And again, these are available if you want to buy one for yourself. Just hit me up either in the comments down below, or you can just hit that subscribe button, leave a like, let me know you've liked it, and if you want to see more, give me a hell yeah in the bottoms in the comments. Otherwise, my name once again is Bloot084 Art and Games. You can find me on TikTok as Bloot084, and you can find me on Instagram and some other places as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching, hopefully you have enjoyed it, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye bye.